obsessive. Very obsessive. So analytical is all about the data. I mean, I mentioned that before. It's 100% about the data. There's no decision, like we think about it this way, there's no decision that should be made unless it's driven by some type of data. So we build hypotheses. We might come up with a hypothesis. I believe that if I put a Facebook button on my page that people will click it. That's a hypothesis. But it was nice to be informed and led by some type of data. And the reason why analytics are so important is because analytics, first of all, keeps you honest. So it lets you know very, very quickly if it's working or if it's not working. It also helps you shift focus. So if you know you've been heading down this direction, and it's not really working for you, it helps you to change direction and have an idea of why that didn't work for you. Analytics also makes success repeatable. So if you've done it right, you can do it again. Maybe you can maximize it. You can take what you've learned and take it up a notch. And lastly, analytics predict the future. And this is a huge one. I'm just think about when I first got to Interactive One, we saw the trends showing that mobile was slowly starting to take over desktop. So with that knowledge, before it actually happened, before it became the majority of our audience, we started saying, when we design products, we need to design mobile first. We need to be thinking mobile first. And so we were able to somewhat predict the future. We also saw that SEO was going down, we were getting less referrals from Google, and we would have a huge SEO strategy at the time. We were all about trying to figure out really witty ways to get on top of Google's search list, which is still pretty important. But noticing now that, okay, since SEO is kind of going down, and it's being replaced by this thing, Facebook and Twitter. So now we're a little less focused on SEO and more focused on social. So we were able to kind of predict the future and skate to where the puck is headed instead of where the puck is currently. And T-shaped. So what I mean by T-shaped is, and this is, I'm kind of T-shaped out of necessity. Because, like I said, coming into this, I didn't have a whole lot of money. So I always did a whole lot of research before I invested any dollar. So I ended up learning about a lot of things. So T-shaped just meaning that you end up having a whole lot of knowledge, a little bit of knowledge about a lot of things. But you go vertical or you're really deep on one thing, and that's great. That's great to start with. So for instance, for me, I knew a little bit about psychology, just a little. I knew a little bit about content. I knew a little bit about what works on other people's blogs. But my down arrow was, I knew a lot about how technology works, how PHP works, how some of these other things work. And so I was able to leverage what I knew, that vertical, and now I'm not there yet, but I'm starting to be more V-shaped, meaning I'm starting to have a little bit more expertise in a lot of other things. So I'm trying my best to understand even more about psychology. I think it's underrated. A lot of people are focused on technology when they should be focused on psychology. I'm telling you, whatever you're trying to get done, I think that instead of having a CS background like I do, the folks who are going to build some of the better products are going to have psychology backgrounds, I'm telling you, because they'll be able to predict and understand how people think. My right brain, so right brain is really important. So analytics are very important to making your moves, doing what you're doing, but you have to also be creative and very inquisitive. Curiosity killed the cat, but lack of curiosity is going to kill your product. It's going to kill your blog. So asking questions, never settling for the status quo, not being okay with the fact that it's just always been done this way. Always asking, like, okay, what happens if I put a Pinterest button on the top of my pages? Would it increase or decrease the amount of people that's saving on Facebook? What happens if I put a form field for folks to sign up to my email newsletter in the middle of my content? Does that turn people on or off? These are the questions that you're always asking, You have to be both analytical but also creative in an idea. And obsessive. Never relentless, never quitting on the fact that an experiment, something you tried, didn't work. Always asking, why didn't it work? Can we do it better the next time? I like to say it's the 400th, 500th experiment that actually works, not not the 7th. So unfortunately, to really win, you're gonna have to win with paper cuts and not gunshots. So it's gonna be a long, tedious, ongoing process, but I'm telling you, you're gonna be better coming out of it. You're gonna know your users and your audience better than anybody else, and you'll be able to build a community. If you're interested, if you want to make money, you can make money. But the most important thing for me is to build a community that is supportive and interested in the same things that you're interested in. So that's why being obsessive is so important. One of the most important things is to always stay learning. Always learn. As soon as you think you know it all, you're lost. And so what I put up here is a bunch of resources that I am a member, literally, of all of those sites there. I go to, there's a place here in New York City called General Assembly. They also have a lot of amazing online tutorials on everything from product to analytics to Twitter to social, you name it, they got it. General Assembly, so if you're not here in New York City, you can still see a lot of this stuff online. Skillshare is an amazing website. Skillshare is actual experts in the space teaching you how to do whatever it is. So for instance, I was interested, I wanted to make some t-shirts. I thought I was a designer at one point. So, I happened to see a Skillshare tutorial by Staple Brands, which is a really cool brand here in New York City. The founder of Staple Brand is actually teaching you how to source material, how to connect with foreign manufacturers. He's taking you through all of the things that he's learned. Mark Echo is also teaching a class about branding products. I mean, just amazing teachers. Young Guru, the producer, the engineer for a lot of Jay-Z songs, is teaching you how to mix. So these are actual people who have fought the battles, who are